class gets ready to go.
Yeah, it came as a real surprise to us, and we were really looking forward to this first matchup between Petrowski and Suriano. It's supposed to be a real treat. I spoke with Jim Heffernan last week about what he needs to do to translate his actual energetic practices into actual matches, and he said it's all about wrestling at your best this time of year, and I think this applies for everyone in this duel today.
Absolutely, a few big changes that we'll see in today's matchup as we get to them. But right now, we are looking at Dylan Duncan of the Fighting Illini taking on 16th ranked Scott DelVecchio, a redshirt senior now. Don't let the rankings surprise you. This should be a really well-competed match as Duncan has the left elbow, excuse me, of DelVecchio. He's looking to get a leg attack here. Now, Duncan himself has had a pretty good season his first year starting for the Fighting Illini. As last year, of course, we had Zane Richards holding down the 133-pound weight class, but Duncan 14-5 on the season. He's really turned some heads. What would you say about Dylan Duncan's performance so far, Sean?
Yeah, I think he's another one of those players that this Illinois coaching staff rates really highly, along with Travis Petrowski.
And there's a shot from Rutgers.
Oh, excellent.
It looks like he's about to get a takedown, well defended by Duncan as he grabs that far ankle. He's doing everything he can to stay in neutral here, and he's trying to force a scramble situation. But DelVecchio regaining his composure, coming underneath. At this point, Duncan was looking for the stalemate, and that's what's awarded. We'll stand him back up. Now, as you were saying, Sean, our lower weight class has two great wrestlers start us out, Piotrowski and Duncan. And Duncan really has shown a lot of poise this season. What can we say for Scott DelVecchio, a redshirt senior here from the Rutgers?
Yeah, I think, like you said, I mean, these two players for Illinois, Travis Piotrowski and Dylan Duncan, I mean, Dylan Duncan isn't ranked, as you said, but, you know, they pack a really powerful test for this Rutgers team. And I think it's all about forcing your style on the opponent that really pertains to Scott DelVecchio, especially at this time of the year. Rutgers hasn't been doing well, but they're looking for this to really be a turning point in their season.
Absolutely, and a turning point here in this first period as Dylan Duncan has gotten to the leg of DelVecchio. He's bringing it up. He's looking to finish this takedown here. Now DelVecchio just grabbing the wrist of Duncan and able to keep it off for a second, but Duncan's backing on that leg. Duncan really wants this takedown here. The final 30 seconds of this first period, as we mentioned before in the opening, as we saw Travis Piotrowski, he received a forfeit. It is a 6-0 lead right now for the University of Illinois. An unexpected turn as many wrestling fans were looking to watch the match between Piotrowski and top-ranked Nick Suriano, and these two 133-pound wrestlers go out of bounds. No takedown there for Duncan. 13 seconds remaining.
Yes, Suriano forfeited because of illness. And we actually saw that last week with Illinois, with Emery Parker having a forfeit against Indiana.
Right. A little bit of a flu going around affecting some of the athletes here in today's meet. And Friday, as you mentioned, with Emery Parker. And that's the end of the first period here. It's still 0-0. DelVecchio is going to go on bottom, looking to get that escape and score the first points of this match. Now, Duncan here is going to try a tough ride on top to build up some riding time. DelVecchio up to his feet. He's looking to get an escape here, and there it is. 1 point escape for DelVecchio, and it is 1-0 in the favor of the Rutgers wrestler.
Oh, it's a nice shot.
Right back in on it was Duncan. That same left leg shot to DelVecchio's left leg. He's really been looking at that throughout this entire match so far, and right now DelVecchio has an over-under front headlock situation here. He's trying to find an angle here, but Duncan's using some good head defense, keeping his head right there, as you see beneath DelVecchio's chin, as they finally come out into the open. And we'll see what this edge of mat play really tells us about the meet. Usually it's pretty telling how a wrestler goes out of bounds, how the match will go, and Duncan's really aggressing here.
He's ferocious. And normally with these freshmen is that a lot of the times you see at this collegiate level is like they tend to wait their opponents out. And Dylan Duncan is a redshirt freshman, but we've seen this match, we've seen the previous matches before. He's been all over, very explosive in the first few minutes of the first period.
Absolutely. There's definitely that period where the wrestlers are trying to get a feel for each other, and when you have a younger wrestler, they're really looking for that. But Duncan seems to be an exception. He's ready to go at it, even against someone as much of a veteran as Scott DelVecchio, the redshirt senior. He's 13-3 on the season. He has seen a lot of success, and there's a pretty good high crotch shot there from Duncan, but great reaction from DelVecchio to get the takedown. Now that will actually bring him to a 3-0 lead. That was an amazing body awareness motion there to get around Duncan and react to that shot.
Yeah, I think it's all about picking the right moment. Dylan Duncan seemed to be all over him, but DelVecchio managed to find a way to get those points.
Absolutely, that's the poise that you'd look for in a team leader like DelVecchio is for the Rutgers. And in this meet, they're gonna need something from him because they are not used to giving up 6 points in the 125-pound weight class. Soriano's completely undefeated this season. And Duncan's desperately trying to get away, but the period ends. And the period ends, and we will enter the third period. It is 3-0. DelVecchio had the escape there at the beginning of the second period, and then a takedown there on the reshot. Now Duncan's on bottom, and he'll be looking to get an escape. He needs to get his first points of this match if he wants to take out DelVecchio.
Yeah, we talked about the confidence, and even though the other wrestlers aren't directly involved, the first few wins in a duel can really set the tone, especially with these two sides who are really neck and neck in rankings.
Absolutely, it's a really close match if you look at the numbers here. And the lineup changes from Rutgers here, especially with that forfeit that we've seen, may affect the storyline of this meet. I know a lot of wrestling fans were looking to see some big matchups, and prospectively, they are still happening, but Rutgers is making some changes here that we may see in the future of this meet. And Duncan here still on bottom. A good ride so far from DelVecchio, and he's really just looking to get an escape, looking to get on his feet, and there it is. And now Duncan needs to get to work if he is going to get past the defense that DelVecchio has shown so far. You see him there working that same Russian tie that we saw before, but DelVecchio very aware of Duncan's strength in that tie.
Yeah, DelVecchio had a really firm grip on Dylan Duncan's left wrist there. You can see it. He's trying to do it again.
And there's just a lot of motion here in this third. Duncan is looking for that angle, but such an experienced wrestler is Scott DelVecchio, and he knows the mindset that Dylan Duncan's coming into this match with as he collects the leg of himself. Now there's a nice single leg there. And he's looking for the trip as Duncan's back to this ground position that he was able to force in the first period. The Illini fans want to see some action here from Duncan instead of a stalemate call. And there it is. The ref calls a stalemate, and they'll be back up on their feet. There's 35 seconds left for Duncan to get a takedown in this match. And they are looking for a tie. Duncan understands that this is the last chance he's going to get as he lowers his level and looks for that shot, but DelVecchio is really bringing strong defense here. And there's a reaching high crotch shot, but it's not going to land for Dylan Duncan.
Yeah, I think he was aiming for the legs. He's going to get another opportunity here.
They are right on the edge of the mat. Mat awareness is important. They step out of bounds. 7 seconds left. A stall warning on DelVecchio should not be a factor in these next 7 seconds. And there's a front headlock. Duncan looking for anything he can get as the clock ticks down. The first match of the day, the first contested match of the day is going to go to Scott DelVecchio over Rutgers, and they will get on the board. The team score will be 6 Illinois, 3